My name is Dr. John Hall. I'm a medical doctor from Texas. I'm an anesthesiologist and chronic pain management physician. I'm a diplomat of the American Board of Anesthesiology, a member of the American Society of Pain Medicine, and also a member of the Mind Science Foundation. I recently spoke at the Presidential Commission for Bioethics. As you know, President Obama sent a memorandum to Amy Gutmann, the chairman of the Bioethics Commission, regarding two things. After the apology that was offered to the people of Guatemala for performing a Tuskegee syphilis-type study on their people, President Obama has charged the Commission with answering two questions. Is current legislation adequate in protecting the public from non-consensual, unethical experimentation? And is any such experimentation still ongoing in this country or abroad? On March 1st, I testified to the Commission to both of those questions. With regard to current legislation, the Federal Code of Regulations regarding human subjects testing is also known as the Common Rule. The Common Rule has several flaws, mostly that have to do with informed consent. If you look back at our country's history on doing experimentation on people without informed consent, such as experimentation at Willowbrook, multiple radiation experiments, the Tuskegee syphilis study, MK-Ultra, MK-Search, and others, the biggest problem with that experimentation was that there was no informed consent. My testimony to the Commission was that the Common Rule is inadequate in protecting us from experimentation due to the loopholes within it that allow agencies to circumvent informed consent of the subjects. Specifically, item 46.116D, items 1 through 4 in that document give 4 different ways that informed consent can be circumvented. One being if the investigating agency feels like no undue harm will come to the subject. One, if they feel that the experimentation will not affect the general welfare of the subject. And most notably, one that states that informed consent may be done after the fact, after experimentation has been done. As you know, with many of these horrendous experiments from our past post-World War II history, that's exactly what has happened. The same as Tuskegee, as with Guatemala, the experimentation was done, but then 40 to 60 years later an apology is offered, often to survivors of the original subjects when many of them have passed away. With regard to ongoing experimentation, as a physician and other physicians in the medical community have been fielding complaints from multiple people complaining of being experimented on with electromagnetic technologies, specifically electromagnetic technology that's meant to alter cognition, alter behavior. I personally have heard from approximately 2,000 victims, all voicing identical complaints. These complaints range from burning of the eyes, burning of the skin, rapid heart rate, severe heartburn or reflux disease, electrical disturbances in their homes, along with a form of stalking called organized stalking, referring to these people being stalked by groups of people unknown to them and for no usual criminal reason or law enforcement reason that you see stalking. I presented a packet of data reflecting this to the Commission, as well as did Dr. Terry Robertson, also had me hand carry a packet of data that he presented to the Commission as well. With regard to this type of experimentation, it appears to be being accomplished by covert groups. In San Antonio, Texas, several victims have identified one such group here as a private investigative agency owned by a former FBI agent and his son, a former lieutenant colonel with the DOD. These people were identified through their stalking attempts, and it's assumed that they are accessing electromagnetic technology that's meant to intrude upon the privacy of the individuals that they're stalking. At the Commission, there were also probably 20 victims that all stood up speaking at the Commission, voicing identical complaints. As I told the Commission, in the medical community, we are the ones fielding these complaints. If it were only a handful of people nationwide, this could be easily written off to other factors. However, each state has multiple victims coming forward voicing identical complaints, which lends itself more to experimentation rather than mental illness or any other cause.